I'd like to introduce Joe Bates. Well, thanks so much for taking some time this afternoon to share our good news. We're certainly thrilled to announce these new sports and welcome these new coaches. So, we're excited to welcome Coach Tori Cox, competitive cheer and stunt, and Coach Jason Zastrow in wrestling. We're excited about these additions to the Ozarks family and the Clarksville community. We're also excited about our ability to deepen the level of educational engagement and character development through athletic growth and facility expansion. As represented by our 54 all-academic American or conference selections, we believe coaches are an extension of our educational experiences. And there are incredible opportunities for character development through competition. This is why today is so exciting as we gain other avenues to provide students with great experiences in education that lasts a lifetime. The University of the Ozarks will be the first NCAA Division III institution in Arkansas to offer wrestling as a varsity sport. The University of the Ozarks will also be the first university in Arkansas offering STUNT as a varsity sport. So we're thrilled to be the first to do those things here. In addition to these sports, we will also be formalizing our sports shooting program by hiring a full-time sports shooting coach and also an assistant coach in archery. And we expect to have those hires done by July 1st. In order to make room for these sports, we are renovating our gym to provide a full facility for both wrestling and competitive cheer and stunt. And that will include a fully padded floor and walls, along with an addition to our weight room and a renovation as well. So we're thrilled about the renovation there. As a small private university in Arkansas, we are constantly evaluating what our students and families value in educational experience. And we believe that these additions will enhance the great on-campus experience and postgraduate success that we are recognized for. So thanks so much for being here, and we're excited to welcome our new coaches.
In case you're wondering, the new wrestling and cheer facility are actually going to be housed where the swimming pool was. The swimming pool, if you go over and take a look, they've got the wall knocked out and bringing the bulldozer in and out with gravel. Filling it up, and that hopefully is going to be done in 19 days. That's what they tell us. This time, I would like to introduce our new stunt coach, Tori Cox. She comes to us from Winterset, Iowa. She had a BA in accounting from Iowa State. She actually has experience as a cheerleader at the Division III level. She cheered at Simpson, and then at the Division I level in Northern Iowa as well. And she also did work with USA Cheer. So she's going to be, for those of you in the audience that are involved with cheer, she'll be a good asset, I think, for you down the line. She is going to be starting the first stunt program in the state of Arkansas. When we were looking at this, we called around, talked to Arkansas and a number of different schools. Nobody's got it, so we're the first in that area. And I really think that that's a sport that's coming, and we hope to be on the cutting edge of that. She's choreographed dance, cheer, stunts, tumbling, pyramids. And for those of you that don't know about stunt is really gymnastics with a cheer element to it. So it's going to take athletic people to do this. So we're excited about that. This time I'd like, I'm going to introduce her, but let me kind of give you the format real quick. I'm going to let Tori come up here and talk for just a few minutes, and if y'all have questions, we'll let you ask questions, and then we'll move on to the wrestling part, let you ask questions at the end, just kind of a meet and greet, like for everybody to meet the new coaches and just have a conversation with them. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Tori Cox.
I'm very passionate about what I know how to do and what I love. So I'm very excited to start teaching these athletes these new skills that I am very passionate about, like I said. So he said I cheered at a D1 school and a D3 school both. Competed at UC Nationals in Florida on a small co-ed squad. We did pretty well there. I also competed on the level 6 team in Des Moines at Iowa Ozarks, where I also coached. There, I won 2 national championships, so pretty proud of the accomplishments from the last year. cheering there. I also coached the 3 teams. They went on to win multiple first place and did very well at nationals as well. As you know, we're very lucky to be the first and only school in all of Arkansas. It gives us a great advantage to recruit and to open up. I just feel like it's endless opportunities for recruitment within the state. When no one else is looking for that type of athlete, we are. We can offer them something that those other programs can't. So I'm very excited about that. What you may not know, though, is what STUNT actually is. It's a sport. It's very athletic. It's very physically demanding of the athlete. It's not just standing on the sidelines and cheering and looking pretty, kind of. So I think that's everybody's first reaction to it, or what they expect it to be, and it's absolutely not. It's a game just like basketball or football. It has the 4 quarters. It has a halftime, possessions. It has a ref and judges, just like you'd expect from a basketball game or football game or soccer game, anything like that. So very similar in that aspect. What's different is that 2 teams will go head-to-head, and they'll compete at the exact same time, the exact same routine. Whichever team performs it the best will get awarded 2 points for that round, and the team that lost will get 1 point for that round. There are multiple rounds in a quarter, and at the end of 4 quarters, whichever team has the most points wins. So it's very, very simple. The team that lost the round, that got the 1 point, will get the possession, and they get to choose the routine for the next round. So it's a little strategic on that side. So very interesting. You can find videos of STUNT online, and it's really awesome to see. So hopefully, in the near future, we'll be able to post some of those here, and then you guys will get to come in and cheer on those athletes. So like I said, it's very strenuous and athletic, and it's a female-only sport. Cheer will still remain co-ed, so I'm looking for males and females, but STUNT is going to be females only. It's made up of 24 to 30 athletes, and with that, it uses all of them and in and out off the mat constantly. So I'm looking for strong centers and tumblers from local high schools, all-star gyms, gymnastics studios, dance studios, those type of things. I'll just be out at all these competitions in the state. Already looking at some cheer combines in Texas, so very excited and looking for a really strong athlete, not just anyone who wants to walk on and have fun, I guess. So I take it very seriously. I think it's a very awesome program and an opportunity that we're very blessed to have. So like I said, I am very happy to be here, and I guess I will just open it up to questions that you might have. I feel like I rambled forever.
What were your first impressions of Ozarks?
Well, my first impressions was the school there. Okay. Just that it was very small, and I think though that gives me lots of opportunity to get out there and help just with enrollment in general. And I think this program is going to bring a lot more students in, maybe a different type of student as well, or ones that maybe didn't know that the school had anything to offer them. Now there's another side to the program. So I'm excited about the opportunity for growth and development from that.
You touched on it a little bit, but I had the advantage of being part of your interview process. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came to recruit to Ozarks?
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I want to be out in the community. Not only getting the team out there and being involved in the community, letting everyone know that the program does exist, because I'm sure that there's a lot of people that don't know, unless they're probably in this room, they don't know that it exists yet. So I want the athlete to be out there with community service, and those are the team members that are, will be on it next year. I want them at different events so that younger girls can look up to them as not just a role model, but the representation of the school in general. So beyond being in the community, I want to get out there. Like I said, be at the state competitions. I want to go to the cheer combine this summer. There's 2 of those in the state of Texas, and all the athletes all the cheer athletes from Texas will be there. They won't be the seniors because typically they will have already decided, but sophomores and juniors will be a great pipeline for the future for recruiting as well. We'll start with our social media, kind of working on that and making sure that it's the best representation of the school and the program. We'll get some pictures up there as the year goes on, showing just our progress so you guys can follow that. Reaching out to recruits that way so that they know you don't get recruited unless you are like the cream of the crop. If you're not the best athlete, you don't really get noticed, and no one comes to visit you. No one watches your games and scouts you. So I want to be that. I want to give an athlete that maybe is not good enough to go to Hawaii Pacific or I don't know, Kansas or somewhere, and I want to still say, hey, you're good enough to play somewhere. And I want to take you and I want to teach you and I want to mold you and develop you as an athlete. And that's just something that's really important to me. And I had a coach that gave me that opportunity once, and that's the type of recruiter I want to be as well.
Tori, can you tell us where you can be found on social media?
Yeah. We're on like Facebook and we're on Twitter. Soon I'll have the Instagram up, but it's all under Ozarks Cheer and Stunt. And I think I would probably try to friend everyone that I could possibly find on Twitter. So maybe check and see if I've already followed you. But you can follow back, then I'll be announcing things like where the cheerleaders will be all year long, different events that just the school is hosting, or maybe a competition scores, how they did. Hopefully we'll be able to bring home lots of first places and post pictures of those. So it should be exciting. Well, thank you.
This time, we're going to introduce the new wrestling coach, Jason Zastrow. Jason wrestled at Wartburg. Wartburg is a Division III college, and his hometown is Cedar Rapids, Minnesota. They won the national championship, I guess, let's see, it's like 11 out of 15 years, something like that. Wartburg, pretty laid back. Some of the highlights: this is the first Division III program in the state. Ozarks becomes the 6th wrestling program in the state of Arkansas. I guess us, Lion, and one more that's starting next year as well. Maybe Williams Baptist is another one. So it'll be 3 brand new programs. There are 88 NCAA Division III wrestling institutions, and I do want to make a comment. Greg Hatcher out of Little Rock was instrumental in the decision to add this sport, and he really helped out and move things along with that. So we want to definitely give him some credit. Again, Jason coached at the D3 level. He coached at Wartburg, his alma mater, and then he also coached at Central College. And kind of 2 different experiences. Wartburg, again, the national champion. Been there, done that. And Central College was kind of a startup program like what we've got going on here. It was able to bring that program up to respectability. So very excited. One other note, posted a 56-1 record as an assistant. And he was a 4-year letter from Wartburg. This time, I'd like to introduce Jason Zastrow.
All right. Everybody hear me? Probably won't last as long as Tori. So I'm trying to keep it short, but that's how things usually work for me. But I'm just super excited to be here. It's a great opportunity to start a brand new program here at the University of the Ozarks. It wouldn't be me if I didn't say thank you to a few people. So I need to thank the university itself, everybody that was in the process of hiring me, and believing me that I could do this. I need to thank my friends and family for all the support that they've given me throughout this journey, my whole wrestling career. I need to thank all my coaches, the guys I've coached with, Coach for all the lessons that they taught me. Finally, I need to thank my wife for believing me, supporting me, being there, allowing me to chase my dream of being a head wrestling coach. Enough about that stuff. Let's talk about a little bit of things that are more exciting. I want to say thanks to everybody so I don't get a text later. Just so you know, there are not that many jobs to coach wrestling. It's all up. It's very difficult, and for the university to believe in me, it's an honor, and I really appreciate it. So thanks for everything on that. It's an exciting time and a great time to be here on the university as far as new programs, fixing pools, renovating gyms. It's awesome. It's exciting, and I'm glad to be here. For me, when meeting everybody on campus, the feeling of excitement and the family atmosphere That's when I knew this was the place I wanted to be and I could be successful. There's not a time I walk around campus that somebody doesn't stop me and ask me how I'm doing, introduce themselves, and let me know that they support the program and they're excited about it. So for me to be a part of something that's exciting to everybody else makes my job a whole lot easier. I'm looking forward to that. Wrestling here in Arkansas in the South is growing. The University of the Ozarks is going to be on the front end of this. There's kids in Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Missouri, and Arkansas that want to wrestle in college. They just don't have the opportunity. And I'm excited to be the guy to go find those guys and bring them here to be part of the Ozarks family. The last week or so that I've been on campus has been awesome. People have been welcoming, made me feel at home, so I want to thank everybody for that and continue to show our support. Yesterday, I started working on the old pool, and to be honest, it's probably the last time I'm going to call it the pool. From now on, it's going to be called the room. And it's exciting the things put in place. I'm excited to be a part of this process. I'm excited to bring kids to campus that want to work hard, be great people, and live a championship lifestyle. I'm going to push every one of my athletes to be more than they ever thought was possible and never put limits on them. But in the end, I'm going to be their biggest fan, supporter, and do everything I can while they're here at the university and after they graduate. I'm really looking forward to it and excited to pass on the lessons I've learned through the great sport of wrestling to my coaches, friends, and family. And I'll tell you now, how excited my wife, Jenny, and I are to be a part of this family. And I want to thank everybody for coming today. I guess I got to take questions. Yeah.
What will happen in the fall? What happens in the fall?
Hopefully we have a bunch of guys here that want to start wrestling, and that's the plan this summer. Go find as many guys that want to wrestle, have an opportunity to compete right away. We'll have a preseason workout plan, and then starting in October we'll start the season and start competing in November. That's the plan, and that's what's going to happen.
Talk about time frames, people in here probably don't know what the season is.
Okay, season will start middle of October. We'll have about a month of practice before we first compete. We'll compete in November through the middle of February, and then we'll have our national qualifier to the last weekend in February, first weekend in March, depending on the calendar falls, and the national tournament to the middle of March. So October to March.
What are some of the colleges looking for?
Well, that's a good question. Still working on that process. We'll wrestle schools here in Arkansas, just travel-wise, it's easy to do, be able to duel them. We'll get down to Texas, they have a bunch of club teams, and we'll probably get into Missouri, and depending on where regionals and things like that are for us, where they put that, at some point we'll be heading up that way towards Iowa or Minnesota or more towards the Midwest and wrestling those teams, because at some point we're going to have to wrestle them when it really matters, and we need to know who they are and know what they have going on. So, still in the process of that, though. All right, thanks everybody for coming, and thanks for your support.
Kind of touched on it there, just so you know, there are some unique challenges adding the sport here in 1st of June, just working on a schedule. Tori's doing the same thing, and then also trying to get kids in and recruit those. And they have a whole 2 months, no big deal. They get 20 or 30 in 19. So working on that. So we do have some unique challenges, and they're working through those things. But the thing I'm excited about, these 2 new coaches are working hard and enthusiastic. And it will all be good. You know, this first year probably has some initial struggles, but it'll get better as time goes by. And I really expect that second year we'll have full rosters and everything will be good. Really thank everybody for coming out. This is an awesome turnout for 3 o'clock afternoon.
I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
As far as if we want to come and watch the competition, will there be seating in the room? Or how-
Good question. I think the way it's done, you can correct me, Jason, if I'm wrong, because I'm learning about wrestling as we're going as well. We're going to have 2 mats in the swimming pool area, and they'll stay in there. One's going to be a permanent mat, one will be one that comes out in pieces. What we'll actually do is we'll wrestle in the gym floor, and they'll put that mat out there in the floor so you can sit in the bleachers and watch the rest of the match. If you want to go watch practice, I guess you have to go find a way to sneak in or something. We'll have windows.
And then will STUNT also be?
Yes, it will. Both of those will housed in there because of the mats. And interestingly enough, we just added, and you can ask Philip Taylor, I saw him in here, the two next most injury-prone sports to football. I think we're STUNT and wrestling. So they're very physical sports. Any other questions for me? Hey, love for you guys to just walk around and meet Tori and Jason, and thank you for coming out. This is an awesome crowd for 3 o'clock on, what is it, day Tuesday? Tuesday. Thanks a bunch.